So now we're going to go over your 328 and 329 pages with rays and angles. So for 1 through 5, I already have your answers on here. So let's go over them together and see if you got these right. Okay, so for number 1, it gave me the symbol DEF, and I know that this little symbol right here that kind of looks like a sideways V is the symbol for an angle. So I know that I would draw my angle like this, and I would just label it like it has DEF. I would do DEF, and E would be my vertex because the two rays are coming together. Number 2, it gave me my symbol ED with the line with the arrow just on one side. And that symbol up here is the symbol for ray. So I would go down and I would draw my ray, which we know has one endpoint, and one side of the line has an arrow that goes all the way. So I know I would label it ED, just like it has up here. For number 3, it's the same thing. It gives me the angle symbol, so now I'm going to draw my angle, and I'm just going to label it FED, and E, the same thing with number 1, is my vertex. Number 4, it gives me this symbol. This symbol is for the angle, but it only has one letter. So when you see this, this automatically tells you it's still an angle. The H is just the vertex. So when you see this, this just automatically goes where the vertex is. So this is how you would do number 4. Number 5, this one just has ray written out. So ray EF, so you just do the same thing. You would draw out your ray, and then you would just label it EF with your points. Okay, and for number 6, for that section, it just says name each figure. So we're just going to use our symbols to name them like we've been doing. So we know this is a ray because it has the arrow on one side and the endpoint on the other. So I'm going to draw my symbol. Oh, it's a little too big. I'm going to draw my symbol for ray, and then I'm just going to add my letters, A, B. So that's how I would name number 6. For number 7, this one you could actually do 3 different ways because it's an angle, so we have 3 different points. So you can either write it like we did for number 4, you could write it like this with just the D, or you can write it with your angle sign and have C, D, E. Or the last way you could do it is you could do your angle sign and you could just switch the letters around. You could do E, D, C, E, D, C. So that's 3 ways you could do it. This is the same way, it's just like what we do when we switch our letters around for our lines and line segments and rays. We could switch these around for our angles too. All right. Same thing with number 8, it just kind of looks a little different. So the way we can name it, we could do like we did for this one. We could have just the G. We could do GFH. Or we could do, no, not GFH. Oh, my bad. Okay. The first one you could do FGH. And then just switch it on around, and you could do HGF. Okay, so that's how you would do 1 through 8 for that one. So now let's look at, 9 through 11. This one's basically the same thing because we're still naming our angles. So I'm not going to draw these angles, I'm just going to write how you would name them. So this one says name each angle 3 ways. So we already know from our last section that we can write these 3 different ways with our letters. So the first way, your letters are JK. So the J is my vertex, so I could write it like this. This is one way. Another way to name this angle could be IJK. And then the last way you could do it could be KJI. So that's the 3 ways that you write that angle. Number 10, it's the same thing. We have angle LMN. So the first way we'd write it use our N because it's our vertex. The second way, we would do L, M, N. Remember, don't forget your angle symbol. And then the last way to write it would be N, M, L. So that's what you would do for number 10. 11, it's the same thing, but this one is actually a right angle. So we would do P, because it's our vertex. And then we could do, what is it? QPO, then you would do QPO. And then same thing, you just switch the letters around, and O, P, Q. So that's how you would do 9 through 10. You're just naming the angle with the letters. Okay, and so for the last section, you were just supposed, to write whether the angle is right, acute, obtuse, or straight. So I'm not going to write those on the board. I'm just going to say those. Number 12 would be your right angle, because we know that when we see that little bitty like part of a square in the little corner, we automatically know it's a right angle, because the angle that goes up is straight. It doesn't go to the side. Number 13 would be acute, because we know that when it's acute, it is little and it goes in from your angle. It doesn't go out, it goes in, so it's smaller. 14 is just a straight angle, because we know that when it's just a line like that, it's just a straight angle. 15 would be acute, because the same way, some of these you might have had to turn your book around. It's the same thing. It's less than 90 and it's little. It goes in instead of out. The upper line does. And then 16 would be obtuse, because that's when we would see the angle going out and getting bigger. And so this space and it's getting bigger, so it'd be obtuse. 17 would be right angle, because we see that little bitty part of a square in the corner. And then 18 would be obtuse, because this one you kind of have to turn your book around, but the line that is going up is kind of slanting out more. It's not going in and it's not straight up, it's going out. So that's why that one would be obtuse. Alright, so that's all of them for that section. I hope I cleared anything up that you might have been confused about. Yeah.